The Senator Nanadi Usman-led National Caretaker Committee of the Labour Party has resumed duties at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. Now, this is following a court ruling affirming its leadership. This also comes in the wake of the official recognition accorded the splinter group's leadership by the Independent National Electoral Commission and uploading the interim national leadership members' details on its portal. On Tuesday, Senator Usman, who is a former Minister of State for Finance, led other members of the Interim National Working Committee to take physical possession of the building, which was hitherto occupied by the Julius Abure-led National Working Committee. Well, Ken Eluma Asogwa, who is the Senior Special Advisor on Media Affairs to the Interim National Chairman of the Labour Party, joins us now to discuss this takeover of the Labour Party's secretariat following a court ruling, INEC's recognition, and, of course, what this new development means for the party in the future. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Ken.
Thank you so much, Hawa.
So how do you respond to the allegations or the criticisms that the takeover was an invasion, and what was the necessity of police presence?
You see, it is quite laughable for anyone to describe what transpired yesterday as an invasion of the National Secretariat of the party. The reason being that you should recall that on the 21st of January, a federal high court in Abuja, in an unambiguous judgment, clearly delivered a landmark judgment that affirmed Senator Nanadi Usman as the national chairman of the Labour Party. That is not in doubt. Then flowing from that judgment, on the 30th of January, just about a week after that judgment was delivered, INEC uploaded her name on their records. And flowing from that as well, INEC, just about 4 days ago, invited her to a quarterly consultative meeting that INEC chairman always has with leaders of political parties. So on that note, we resumed the national chairman of the party resumed office in our national secretariat yesterday to carry out our duties as the chairman of the Labour Party as ordered by the Federal High Court of Nigeria. So the people who are saying that there was an invasion of our secretariat are actually the hoodlums, are actually the people who tried to invade the headquarters of the party in the dead of the night yesterday to reclaim the national secretariat of the party. But as God would have it, police mobilized swiftly, and they were able to apprehend the vandals. And as I'm talking to you, they are helping the police with information on who sponsored them to get into the premises.
Well, I'm wondering now, does INEC's recognition of the interim leadership finally settle the leadership dispute within the Labour Party, or are there pending appeals or legal grey areas that could still destabilize the party going forward?
As far as we are concerned, the disputes in the Labour Party, the disputes are over. In short, as a matter of fact, these disputes were over as far back as 2025 on 4th April, when the Supreme Court gave judgments nullifying the leadership of the SY leadership of the party. But, some people still, decided to hang around thinking that they could torpedo the judgment of the Supreme Court. But what has happened just this January was that the Federal High Court gave fillip to that judgment of the Supreme Court. And as we speak today, I'm not aware of any pending appeal. We have not been served with any pending appeal on the judgments of the Federal High Court that were delivered in January. So we believe that that judgment has put paid. That is a final. He puts paid to the grievances of every parties, and the party has gone ahead. We didn't close our eyes to the fact that there were some persons who were not happy with the judgment of the courts, even though that was lawful, even though that is the decision of the court that nobody can question. But with the court, the party has gone ahead to constitute a National Reconciliation Committee, which we hope we bring all the warring parties to a negotiation table so that we can forge ahead and play our role as an opposition political party. So in straight answer to your question, yes, we believe that this judgment and the subsequent recognition of Senator Nnamdi Usman as the chairman of the party puts paid to whatever were the grievances in the party.
The interim committee is tasked with organizing a national convention. Do you have any timelines for when the party congresses or the ward or local government will transpire?
Yes, the congresses will commence in March, in mid-March, and it will start with ward congresses to local governments to state congresses. Then the national convention will be sometime in April. I don't have the dates offhand, but these are the timelines within which the ward congresses will commence and culminate into a national convention.
So what does this leadership change mean for the Labour Party's positioning ahead of the 2027 general election? How will the party strengthen its structures at the state and grassroots level following, the resolution of this dispute?
Yes, like you rightly asked earlier, it is these world congresses that will get into the local government to states and to the national convention that we hope we will use to position our structures down to the grassroots level for the coming elections in 2027. Then that said, there are a number of activities we've rolled out. You know that the departure of our erstwhile presidential candidate, it caused a lot of, shock within the ranks of the party. So, but the party envisaged that his departure would create some kind of vacuum, because a lot of people who believed in his ideals departed with him. So on the 17th of December, we launched National Revalidation and Registration Committee that is headed by the Deputy Governor of Abia State. And they have been trying to enroll 10 million new members into the party. That is the target. And we hope that between now and the end of this year, we would have been able to achieve that target or even surpass it. So these are the things we are putting in place to ensure that going into the election, Labour Party will be well structured, well positioned to face the 2027 election.
And of course, there are those whispers that the new leadership might be more open to a merger or a mega party. Is Labour Party considering those options?
As it stands today, and we have issued statements in that regard in the past, Labour Party is not in any major talk with any political party as it stands today. And Labour Party, and if that happens in the future, that will be the decision of the organs of the party to take. But Labour Party is not considering going into any alliance or merger or by whatever name called going into the election 2027. We hope to contest that election as a standalone political party. In 2023, we contested that election. We participated in that election as a standalone political party, and Nigerians trusted us with their votes. We garnered more than 6 million votes. It was a shocker to the nation. So, and there were some mistakes we realized that didn't make us to win that election, and some of those bottlenecks are being corrected now. So we believe that when those things are properly fixed, Labour Party will be in a position to compete favorably in the coming elections. So we are not in any major talks with any political party, and that is not even on the table in the foreseeable future. That is the truth.
So are constitutional amendments been considered to prevent future leadership crises within the Labour Party?
You mean constitutional amendment of the party constitution or the constitution of Nigeria?
No, I'm talking about we are talking about the Labour Party. That's the topic of discussion. So what plans are in place to ensure that such crises do not reoccur in future?
Well, we have, we learned a number of lessons from what transpired in the past. You know, what happened was that in the build-up to 2023 election, because of the wave created by the entrance of Mr. P2B, we did not take time to scrutinize a number of leaders we put in place then. And all manner of persons were put in leadership positions. But after that, we took time. That was what culminated in the emergence of Senator Nenadi Usman, somebody who has been tested with leadership. And this takes me to correction of your intro when you introduced her as the Minister for State, former Minister for State for Finance. She was actually former Finance Minister. She was Minister for State for Finance for about 3 years, but when the substantive minister, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, resigned to rejoin the World Bank, she became the substantive Minister for Finance until the end of Obasanjo's administration in 2007. So that's sorted. So now we have in her a competent leader, somebody who has the capacity to drive the party to the next election. So one of the lessons we learned is that this time we are putting in place people who have the capacity to lead the party, not the kind of characters that we go out to join some outside forces and become fifth columnists within the party and collect peanuts to undermine the fortunes of their own political party, just for their own personal aggrandizement. So this time we are taking time in the selection of the people who are going to lead the party, beginning from the ward level to local government, states, and to the national convention. We are taking time to ensure that the kind of leaders we are going to attract that will lead the party into the next election will be people who are incorruptible.
Well, we sincerely hope that for you as well. And we thank you for joining us this afternoon here on Newsday. Ken Eluma Asogwa, all the best for your party.